Hope you guys are having a good Thursday. Fiance is off today, so we're actually gonna grab some breakfast before I jump into doing anything else. Don't really know what direction the day is gonna take, but we're going to Delaney's Diner. We got a gift card for Christmas, so we're gonna try it out. We've never been there. Delaney's was actually not half bad. This little guy almost caused big issues. Breakfast was awesome, got back, the house was cold, and it's because I had some furnace problems, and I'm just gonna walk you guys through this just in case you ever run into it. It's an easy fix, and it's pretty cheap too if this ever happens. So let's go take a look at what happened. All right, so where the problem started was with the thermostat. Basically, there's wires in here that run everything, and they're plugged into certain little tiny spots. They're low voltage wires, nothing that's gonna kill you. Might give you a little shock like a battery. But one of them came loose after I put this back on, and what it did is it hit another one of the wires, made contact, and it blew my fuse. So what that does is it makes it so your blower doesn't go. So you're not getting any heat to the rest of your house. And if that happens for too long, your pipes freeze, especially at a day like this where it's like 20 degrees outside, and then they burst, and you don't want that. That's a mess. So let's go check that out. I'll show you how to do it. You're gonna look for the spot that says furnace. Mine's on 16. I'm gonna shut 16 off. You do that before you open your furnace, just to be safe. You come down to your furnace, open it up. There's the culprit, pulls right out. You got it pulled out. You go buy a new one, Lowe's, Menards, Home Depot. Put it right back in. You just push in. There's nothing fancy about it. And that should fix the problem. And you're good to go. That disaster is now diverted just because of that one little thing. It's the silliest thing. But it's super easy, and so I'm glad I could share that with you guys. That was fun. It was fun for me to come home, like, deal with that. Let's go check on this wall, figure out if it's load bearing. So to figure out if this wall is load bearing, I gotta get to the other side of it, because if you see here, right there, I got HVAC where my soffit was. So I can't actually see down into the floor joist to see if it's sitting on this or what's going on. I don't think, I'm pretty sure, maybe not. All right, so for this project, what I'm using today is going to be tape measure. We got a level to make straight lines, hammer for knockdown, oscillating saw for cutting stuff. You can also use keyhole saw, or if you really want to make it hard on yourself, a box cutter. Safety glasses. We got a mask to keep that out of our lungs, a pencil to make the lines, some gloves to keep our hands nice and moist. Oh, I said it, moist. Ooh. And then lastly, but not, we got a hood to keep the dust out of the hair, because drywall dust is icky in the hair. That's right, I said that too, icky. So, the good news is, it's not load bearing. The bad news is that the video I took of me tearing that all down was in slow motion capture, so it's 42 minutes long. So I don't know if I'll be able to get that to you guys. But you know, that crap happens. By load bearing, let me show you what I mean. All right, let's talk load bearing walls. So let's start with the floor that your roof is actually sitting on. If you're in a ranch, a single floor home, that's gonna be that floor, obviously. If you're in a 2-story home, it's gonna be your second floor. If you're, you know, so on and so forth. So what they do in the roofs, what they did prior in 1960s is they gave you rafters. Rafters are just built on-site triangles. There's nothing in between them. There's nothing really keeping them from bowing in on the house besides your walls. So if your house was built prior to 1960s, for the most part, unless it's a remodel wall and somebody put it in after the house was built, for the most part, your interior walls are going to be load bearing of some sort. There might be some going one way that aren't, but you won't know till you go upstairs. But if it's holding this part up like this one is, it's most likely load bearing. You don't want to take it out unless you get an engineer to come in and look and say you can. Now, after 1960s, that's when the truss was invented. And truss had what they call web membrane. No, not membrane, member. And at all your joints, you had a gusset plate. And the gusset plate keeps all these pieces together and was engineered for that. This is made off-site by an engineer and made sure that it's okay to go into a house. So your middle walls most likely will be able to come out. You'll still want to get up there and check and look, but if you have the truss, then you're good to go. So the difference between rafters and truss is you can trust a truss. Now let's talk floor joists for people that have multi-level homes. Your floor joist will do a sky view here of the house. So let's say this is your upstairs floor. So each state is different, but the building code here, whatever they state in the state, you can have. So let's say here in Ohio, they say every 14 feet, you have to have a support wall. So right down the middle, we'll say this is a 28 by 28 house. Right down the middle, you gotta have a wall to hold your joists. Now your joists are gonna come across and sit on that wall. And then this joist is gonna come in right next to it, and these will get nailed in together, and they'll be tailing off on top of that wall, and so on and so forth. It'll just keep going all the way through the house. Now what I was checking is, you always want to look before you pull walls out, but I had that weird kind of pantry thing right here, and I wanted to make sure that I wasn't ending on top of that and I was extending it all the way. I didn't build the house, so you always just want to make sure you look at it and make sure you're safe. But yeah, so that's the difference between rafters, truss, and joist. Now you know. Whoa! All right, guys, that is it for today. If you like this kind of content, you like this type of vlog, go ahead, hit that subscribe, hit the bell, hit a like maybe. Other than that, I will see you guys tomorrow. And you're good to go. And you're good to go.